Okay, 6:45. We're gonna call the meeting to order. Let's everybody stand for the pledge. Take off your headgear. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, we're gonna start the public hearing. Let me read this. Please be respectful of the 5-minute time limit if you're speaking. Please give your full name and legal address before speaking. Please show respect to speakers and allow them to talk without any interruptions. Please keep your subject matter for the reasons of the public hearing. Remember that this is not for question and answers, just time for you to address the town board. Public hearing of the public comments on the proposed dissolution of Water District 10. Read the legal notice. Town Board of the Town of Barry shall hold a public hearing to consider the proposed dissolution of the Town of Barry Water District Number 10 pursuant to Town Law 202-C. And be it further that such public hearing shall be held on July 8th, 2026 at 6:45 p.m. or as soon thereafter, as the matter may be heard at the Town of Barry Town Hall, 14317 West Barry Road, Elvia, New York 14411. And be it further that at such time and place, the Town Board shall hear all persons interested in the proposed dissolution of Water District Number 10 and any objection thereto. A copy of this resolution may be viewed at the town clerk's office during normal business hours. By order of the Town Board, Maureen Beach, Town Clerk. All right, can I have a motion to open the public hearing? What?
I'll second.
Margaret, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, ayes have it. All right, who wishes to speak? Anybody want to speak? Go ahead, sir.
Okay.
Please stand up and say your name and address.
Brandon Gurney, 52908 Road. Can you just start out by telling us like the definition of the letter and going through that? Like, basically, to me, it sounds like we're extending the whole project, right?
Say it again, I can't hear you.
You're like extending the whole project.
The Water District 10, yeah.
Just completely go away.
Yes.
Okay.
There's reasons. There's a handout over there that shows.
Well, I'm sure. I'm sure that it's monetary based. You know.
Ma'am.
Elizabeth Guernsey, 5290 and Divine. Just a few thoughts. I have some notes written down on my phone, so that's why I'm holding it. Some things to consider. So, Brandon and myself are definitely for the water line. We live in Barry. We want to raise a family in Barry. And so, to hear that it's dissolving just seems unfathomable to us. I think to have like internet before water seems like a crazy concept, but I think a few thoughts in our mind are, is the town capable of installing this? Because we've reached out to all of these resources, and I know you don't have to answer that, but just a thought, are we able to do it from that standpoint? It seems like we're kind of this outlier district that hit after COVID, the cost of everything went up, and we're just the last man standing here with all these high costs, and it just seems undoable. Other things, what can the town do to support our family when our well runs dry? We've had it happen several years. This past year, just to make a point, we had it freeze the first week of November, so the water tank that we had parked outside of our home with a line into our basement froze. So that was an interesting time, but to think about going through that again is just overwhelming.
So we've run dry like 4 times. So like last year, what she was saying was just imagine me working 10 hours at bus garage, coming home, water lines froze, going in the basement. Now it's dark out. I gotta run to Lowe's twice. It's just terrible. You know, we got 2 kids under the age of 3. You know, water is a necessity. We need every last bit. So to just dissolve it is unbelievable. After for many years of empty dump, when you have a lot of equipment sitting over there, they can dig a line and have the labor costs cut by tenfold. I feel like not all the options are being struck.
My name is Chris Wells. I live at 15263 McNamara Road. I've lived there since 1993. My problem is government controlling the water. I don't think it should happen. I think it should be free. Your problem could have been solved if your former board listened to the town of Clarendon when they offered to do the work. All the town of Barry had to do was provide supplies. We supported that on McNamara, we supported it on Andavine, and the town of Barry said no. So I sympathize with your position, but I am not increasing my taxes phenomenally for something that town of Barry could have done cheaper and appropriate timing.
Anybody else?
Jean Peglow, 5170 Angevine Road. Thank you so much for having the fun. July 8th chicken barbecue night. That was great. We could have had it another month. Would you please explain to them, okay, you're dissolving this District 10, Water District 10 now because of the cost. Can you tell us what you're planning on doing in the future to try to get us with water and maybe get a grant for the town of Barry?
Right now, we're taking comments from everybody. I'll speak after.
Jason Downhauer, my wife and I were probably the newest residents here. We're at 4958 Transit Road, right at the corner of Brown Schoolhouse. We bought the house in November 24. I can say that it's been great. First year and a half, I've got great neighbors. We love living out here. We think it's lovely moving from the village of Rockport. And so one of the challenges that we've noticed, well, actually, when we bought the house, we did some investigative work because we were on a well. And at the time, it was that, you know what, Town of Barry's working on it. So our realtor was like, you know, talk to people. So that was great. Things were going okay until the spring when we ran the garden hose for 15 minutes and our well ran dry. It's just my wife and I. So thankfully we don't have, you know, lots of kids that need that stuff. It was like, wow, 15 minutes and it took a couple hours to recover. So you didn't know that when you bought the house. We obviously have filters and so forth, pretty hard water, a water softener. So I was a little disappointed to hear, you know, that there was a proposal to dissolve it. We plan on staying here for a very long time, and I hope that the town will sort of figure out a way to, even if it's incrementally, you know, figure out how to, you know, get water, you know, to people. I think of fire hydrants too. My mom was in the fire department for a long time outside of Syracuse, and I think it's all these old barns, including mine, that's collapsed. So again, thinking about more than just, you know, out of the water that's municipal, but also in the safety of houses and farms and stuff. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Go ahead, sir.
Dave Engel, 4890 Transit Road. The water on Transit Road is so bad, you need virtually a $10,000 system to make it drinkable. And then the other wells are so low volume that you just flat go dry. So we've been trying to do this 6-7 years. And it seems like we're spinning our wheels. We were promised all this, nothing happened. Then, for some reason, you guys decided to vote to dismantle this water district. I don't know, does anybody live on Water District 10 here? No. No, that's easy then. It's not easy if you live on Water District 10 to see this news, to say, we're dissolving it. And then there is no, is there any future plan, or is it just, you guys are out of luck?
Thank you. Anybody else? Anybody else? Go ahead, sir.
John Sabine. Excuse me, 15479 Hackmont. We recently moved here back in August 2022. We got in here. We had a load on 2021. We had no problems. Seemed to be about that much work. Feel for these people, I understand. If you're married or you didn't drink the water. Quite a few things that you know, most of them, these people don't have water. That's a big problem. That water. You can keep it. I don't want to.
Thank you. Anybody else? Go ahead, sir.
Veronica Redmond. Live at 4880 Transit Road. I'm hearing a lot of people here talking about having bad water, not having any water at all, well run dry. New York State Building Code requires to have clean drinking, bathing, and culinary water in every house. That's what's required by building code. Now, we're going to shut down any chances of having clean water. So why don't we just condemn all of these houses? You don't get any taxes on any of them, and we go from there. I don't think it's right. But if you don't have clean, potable drinking water, bathing water, or culinary, you're in violation of building code. That's just one portion of it. Let's think about all of the hazmat stuff that's happened in the area. You got the Deeds chemical plant, Holly, 3 miles from my house as a way to try Proflex. That's a super fund. State of New York, EPA is running it. What about this tractor trailer that overturned carrying ethanol on Mathis Road and 31A? What did they do for a cleanup? I'll tell you exactly what they did for a cleanup. They put booms down. They put absorbent pads down. Whatever didn't get absorbed into the ground. This was a fire on top of the tractor trailer rollover. Now we've got the fire department going out there spraying AFFF foam, which is a carcinogen that doesn't get absorbed by the absorbent pad, gets absorbed into the ground, gets into the water table. How deep is the water table in this area? Anywhere from 0 to 25 feet. Does any of these chemicals get into the water? Let's think about this. This is a health service for the taxpayers. This isn't just a water district. There's people here who don't have water, that have kids, that deserve water. There's people like myself who have cancer. I deserve clean water, not something with chemicals in it. What are we doing? This is all I want to know.
Thank you.
Chris Wells again, I'd like to change my vote. I'm sorry, I had no idea so many people in Water District 10 had no frickin' water.
Right.
Why on earth are we even considering dissolving this? That's ridiculous.
Anybody
I'm
else?
sorry.
Anybody else? Go ahead, man.
Hi, Shirley Mazurek. My husband is James Murray and we own land on Angevine. I'm sorry, I'm here a little bit late, so I didn't hear the comments before. But we understand that the proposed water district would cost each, homeowner over $3,000 per year for the next 30 years. 38 years. That is an astronomical cost. We don't support that. Digging a well is much cheaper and so is, conditioning water. We're used to doing that over in Holly where we are now. I can tell you that it's not costing even a fraction of what the proposed cost was. We are not a big suburban district with millions of customers to disperse costs around. We are a very small, farming community and that's why we're living here. We don't need big government to push on us big costs. So that's our vote is we do not want the water district, we're in favor of design.
Anybody else?
What was, I'd like to point out your, top thing on when you were running for city council supervisor.
Darn right.
Yeah.
And I'm not done.
So what's the?
When I get my chance to talk, I'll talk.
Okay.
Anybody else?
I'm
Is that it? Go ahead, sir.
I'm sorry, but I'm not a very good speaker. I'm hard of hearing. Deaf in one ear and hardly hear out of the other one. But so forgive me if you hear a few slurs or something. And I don't mean to participate in creating a problem for anybody. But I'm one of the initiators of Water District 10. I was the one who brought all first signatures into the office here. I've watched one person die of cancer since then, and I can only anticipate it would be because of the water. And it was a very painful death for him. That was Jack Nelson, 2870, a good friend of mine. And been living there for quite a while before I moved up here. But since I've been up here, my daughter's been here with me. Now she's got cancer, and it's a very painful death, believe me. I've been listening to it for quite a while, and I'm tearing my heart out. Water sample here. Every house on Transit Road, to my knowledge. And we never received any response as far as what was in the water, what was in the wells. Not a single drop of anything. And this was in the last administrations. And I don't think I was the only one that didn't get anything. But there was nothing, as far as I'm concerned, that anybody got from the town telling them how bad their wells were. I've just taken, because my daughter's flight right now, and I submitted testing for the water supply in my well. I haven't got the results back yet, but I do expect them very soon. And I'm going to tell you one thing. The way I feel right now, that if I feel at the time the stuff
the testing comes in. And then, they're gonna test everything that's in that water. For the farmers, are, you know, putting a note on the ground, and what the rock quarries are doing, and whatever else might be in that water. But I'll tell you one thing. I know over here where, what do you call it, right to farm. You know, and there's certain restrictions that the town has given these people to go. I'm gonna tell you, in all honesty, I will take farmers and I will take the board, and you being the existing board will probably be the ones who bear the brunt of it. But I will take them, everything I can get out of it. For the loss of my daughter. And I'll tell you, I am pissed with it that nobody even gave me a sample of it. Not a sample, but testing results at all. Nothing. I'm requesting again for the whole gamut. Cost me $300 just to have the testing in the whole shebang. And I'll tell you, I'm going to come out with blood in my veins and looking for people. You know, so God help you if you're involved in it.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, but that's the way I feel.
Anybody else? Anybody else wish to speak? Going once. Anybody else? Twice. Anybody else? 3 times. Anybody else? All right. Should I read?
Excuse me, could I repeat one something?
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. You can sit down and talk. You don't have to get up.
I lose my train of thought very quickly, so. I forget it. I can't remember what I was going to say.
All right. Richard, should I close or should I read this? What's the proper? Go
You're
ahead.
not accepting any more. You can.
All right. So that's not accepting anybody else to talk. Can I get a motion to close the public hearing?
Make a motion.
Dave. Second?
I'll second.
Wes. All in favor? Aye. All right. Before I read this, are there any board comments? Kurt? Any comments?
Hey, it's not like we've been sitting back, we've tried to hook up over to Clarendon and out of district. The problem is Clarendon is Monroe County water, and they will not allow an out of district. That would have took care of the transit road, the worst of it. And, John and I went down there, had meetings a couple times, thought we could maybe do it, and in the end, it was a big no. Just, there's not enough houses to get the cost down. We had a past board member go out and take a vote. I don't know if you remember him coming around, and he came back with more no's than yes. Go ahead.
It being a rural area, I know who these people are, but they're not my neighbor. There's no real communication. I would have no idea what her water situation. And these gentlemen on Transit Road, I'm sorry, I don't know you, but that's appalling. I certainly would have. I mean, you can say what you want about Clarendon, but that's an untenable situation. And had we all known and had we all gotten together, that gentleman going from house to house was fine, but we had no idea what other people's answers were.
That was his goal.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
it's not like we didn't try. And it's, we're not throwing everything away. Eventually, hopefully, we got some green energy money coming into town in the next couple of years. We can go back at.
Why would you dissolve the district then? If you think that we're gonna have another shot at it, and is there another alternative to that?
Oh, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna talk now. That's okay. All right, and I'm gonna go by the numbers starting at 2019. One, there's 57 parcels in Water District 10. Resident hookups is 30, chargeable units, EDUs is 37. Okay, remember those numbers. Approximately 75 to 83 people. So far, since we've been working on this project since 2015, the town has spent $129,000, $129,293.95. We've been working to get this done. We've been spending money, town taxpayers' money, not grants, not anything else, but taxpayers' money. Okay, in 2019, we had the cost of the project of Water District 10 at $1,101,000. The yearly debt service would have been $508.16 per household or EDU. Average water usage would have been about $300 and the annual maintenance fee about $60. The amount projected to be financed was $500,000. The total amount per cost per EDU for 38 years was $868. Unfortunately, COVID came in, stopped everything, and jacked prices on everything. In 23, cost of the project for Water District 10 was $2,125,000. The yearly debt service would have been $1,080.26. Average water use would have been $345. Annual maintenance fee would have been $60. The amount to be financed was $1,024,000. The annual cost per EDU on your taxes would have been $1,485.26 for 38 years. In 24, 1 year later, the total project cost for Water District 10 was $2,708,000. First year hookup would have been $1,700, and debt service would have been $1,566.90 per EDU for 38 years. We put in two times for a WIA grant of $1,624,800. The net local cost with that WIA grant would have been $1,083,200 for the 37 EDUs. Annual debt service per year for 38 years, total would have been $41,527.69 for 38 years. And this is based on a $500,000 loan for 2.125% interest for 38 years, a $524,000 loan for $2.24% interest for 38 years, and a $59,000 loan, 0 interest for 38 years. COVID comes along, no one's working. Project does not happen quickly. We did not receive the WIA grant for $1,624,800. Project cost was still $2,708,000. Again, we applied 2 times for the WIA grant, different years, and we were turned down both times. We did receive 2 grants, one for $601,000 and one for $15,600. So the $2,708,000 project cost minus $616,600 grants would have gave us a cost of $2,091,400 to be financed by the 37 EDUs. and not the $1,083,200. Price of materials and labor has gone up drastically since 24. Water cost has gone up since 24. I wrote down here, this brings us close to doubling the numbers that are over there on the other side were with that WIA grant. So that number, that $1,566,000 debt service could double or go up immensely. If it doubled, it'd be $3,133.80 annually per EDU for 38 years. From 2019 to 23, this project went up $1,024,000. From 23 to 24, it went up $583,000 on top of that. Interest rates are unknown at this time, and loan totals are unknown at this time. So the cost of this project is incredibly high for only 37 EDUs. That's why it hurts. And we've talked about it, we've discussed it. Our next move, our next thing, as you mentioned, we ran on water. We're going to try to do the whole town. The rest of the town that does not have water, we're going to get the engineers working on that ASAP, and we're going to move forward from there. I don't know the cost, but when you have more EDUs, more households involved, we got a higher possibility of getting grants. We also have a higher possibility of lowering the cost, the debt service. And that's where we stand. There's a copy of this back there. You can take it, look at it, do all you need to do. We've looked at it, and it's just, I couldn't afford that price.
That, Steve, that engineering is still there. We're not throwing that away. I mean, that's something that the bought and paid for, and if it comes to it, we'll use it. That part of it, what we spent so far. But we've been told these individual water districts, they're not gonna hand out money. They want to see a whole town deal. We're hoping to work on it.
So with all due respect, I know you said you guys went around and asked. You got more no's than yes. I can guarantee you that nobody knocked on my door for a vote.
That was a prior board member. We have nothing to do with that.
Right. But we're just trying to use this as proof, right?
No, that's not proof.
Okay.
We don't know who we went to. He didn't inform the board at the
You
time.
have also, you need to think outside the box. Like I mentioned before, we have a lot of equipment sitting next door. Town employees who pay their salaries. Why can they not dig that water line? That's not
Where are we
right.
gonna get the money from? The taxpayers? From all the taxpayers.
I mean,
So we paid
so
that
why
service
wouldn't-
for
so
my
why don't you
district.
add up all the costs and then the cost of the project, the town employees to do it, and make that a debt service.
For you? For
Yes,
37
for
parcels.
Water District 10. Everything is always a no. Nobody ever wants to explore the idea for it.
Dale, can you help us out?
And I know for a fact that you get tied in dead ends last year. So you're able to dig it, you're able to put hydrants in, you're able to put water line in.
Is there water on East or Old Orchard Road?
Yes, there is. I can see that
But
hydrant in
why?
my house.
My God, okay, I'll be quiet, but it seems simple to me that people that work the highway department in construction for the town of Berry would take a day and get the pipe to their house and the house next to it to Old Orchard Road, which would solve the small children problem. And if you don't pay state rate, the town of Berry might be able to afford it. It's reasonable.
Hang on, we're gonna let
put it in the box.
We're gonna let the highway superintendent talk.
Pardon?
We're gonna let the highway superintendent talk.
I thought we looked at that. And there was something about the debt service. How is that fair for the rest of the town taxpayers to foot the bill for that district if we put it in cheaper? The only thing we tied in on Eagle Harbor Road was a dead end and no services. Yes, we put in hydrants, but there's no services, no no EDUs.
And there was, the only thing I'm saying is you guys are able.
So let me
Hold
add.
on,
the
I'm
other-
not done.
Yeah.
So that was all paid for by, what is it, ARPA? The, right? Am I saying that?
Yeah.
The right initials? That was all paid for by ARPA. I don't know what that ARPA means, but so it was all paid for by that. The materials were paid for by that. The only thing that we put into it was labor.
I got something to add too. It just reminded me of it. I called Albany and asked about the $600,000 grant. When you get a grant like that, you have to take the loan out, use the loan, and then you use the grant. So we couldn't get that $600,000 grant until we took the loan and paid and used that money and then went into the grant money.
Is it possible to hijack fire hydrants? Because you're putting people into an impossible position. If you don't have water and you have children, I mean, if you're feeding formula, you have to mix it. I think you've got an impossible situation that needs a new idea.
And that's what we're working on.
I'm trying not to move out of this town. I've lived in this town my whole life. All 38 years. I want to raise my kids here. Parents live around the corner. If I gotta move, I gotta move. And I know that's not skin off anybody else back here. But I just feel like we're just getting shoved aside.
You're not getting shoved aside. You're not getting shoved aside. We're doing everything we can. Whether you believe in it, you're in a bad situation.
Right, but the whole.
And this is not up for
so this
discussion
whole meeting
anymore.
Was because you guys wanted to dissolve the whole water district.
It sounds, dissolving the whole district sounds dismal. It's terrible. I totally get that. But to go to a new direction and figure out a new way to do it and a new plan to do it, you can't have that sitting there as Water District 10. You have to change it. Because, you know, it's because if you keep saying it's Water District 10, it's going to go back to Water District 10. There has to, we're trying to figure out as best we can the best way to do it so everybody benefits.
Okay, what are those ideas?
One total water district.
How feasible is that?
A lot more feasible than 37 EUs.
So,
Believe it or not, the state is
then
more
go up for-
willing.
Then go up for a town vote. Because I guarantee if it does, and we gotta have a town vote on it, everybody else has already been paying, is gonna vote that down instantly. Why would they do that?
I don't think they
The other
will.
users, Brandon, aren't voting on that. It's, the other users would be new users throughout the town that don't have water now. And that area would be included in that.
I feel like every other district has had a relatively new or updated water line put into Verity.
Yeah, because they have a lot of users.
So how qualified are we to even, we don't even have evidence if we say, oh, we have 37, parcels that need water, but we have this whole town approach, which they're gonna look at the whole town and the evidence behind the whole town is that
Well, that's
everyone else
what-
has
what-
due one.
Steve was saying.
It's not going to be, they're not going to look at the whole town
Yeah.
as a whole. They're going to look at all the districts that aren't, or all the properties that aren't serviced.
Is District 10 the last district, the only district without?
No.
No,
There's a lot of other houses.
no, there is. And that's what we're going to try to do. That's the more we put into it, the easier it's going to get the money.
We're working on that number.
You know,
Don't have any idea how many people have water in the town of Berry?
We know how many people have it.
How many have it, but not how many don't?
But
That's a number I don't know off the top of my head.
525.
537.
About 525 people are
So then,
houses have water.
you
Out of-
dividing it.
What's our population? 2,000 something?
Just under 2,200. That's population.
One, Brandon, put it in a piece at a time. The health department is not happy with that because you wouldn't have enough water moving through there. That's been brought up too, on the negative side. I'm just saying. Not enough water moving through that line when you piecemeal it in.
So that's the whole thing, right? So say you start the water line, it doesn't have to get done, you mean like, as long as there's progression, you can start it, right? And then move along. I mean, I don't know, just, I feel like we gotta think outside the box, do some other research. I don't know, it just feels like we gotta take in the account of the other town residents' feelings about our water district getting dug right now. I feel like that's something.
Could the other angle be the people that contaminated the groundwater pay for these people's water and for them to have water into their houses? The quarries, the farms, and they pay for the damage? I mean, if it's super flooded already, why couldn't we look into that? Is that why the water isn't pure? I mean, that's difficult to assess, I would presume, but.
I know down our way with Brandon and with us, the aquifer that we're on, when the muck is irrigating, we have no water. Or it's silty water. It's the muckers that are pulling out of the aquifer that is our part of the water. That's what we're not getting. And it's not the farmer.
We're buffered on the other side of the ridge there. The water, they won't start.
So the short stretch of Transit Road, from the middle of that road, you can see fire hydrants at both ends. I know that's Clarendon. And Clarendon was approached several years ago. But lots of things have changed since then, so I'm asking.
No, it wasn't seven. It
Last
was
year.
recent, here in the last year and a half. Right,
Within
John?
the last year.
Within the last year?
Yeah. And, Bridget was there.
Yeah, I was there. They said, it was them. They said no. It was not
Monroe
us.
County said no?
Monroe County Water does not allow out of district.
Who's in charge of
Well,
that?
is that Clarendon?
Monroe County. Is it just,
Yeah.
that's where Clarendon gets their water.
Right, I understand. But
They have a board of directors that.
the Monroe County Board of Directors said no.
It's a policy across the board for Monroe County Water because they have to manage their water supply. They feel they don't have adequate supply to be adding additional out of county.
Take back onto the stamp project that's taking all the water from there with all the piping and all that. I mean, with all the solar and data centers, there ought to be some money there to do water.
Not in our town.
Yeah, all right. So the public hearing is closed. As for a motion to close the meeting,
I'll make the motion.
Margaret, public hearing, yeah, we closed it. You guys were done. You have anything else? Go ahead.
Question, so as residents, what can we do to help advocate, beyond, these meetings or, that's nothing a vote in a while, something we can do to help support the town and moving in the right direction. I don't know what the answer is. We guys have ideas of how we can be advocates for ourselves and for others.
Our next move will be talking to the engineering company. And then putting the houses together. Right now, we're working on the water tower. The new water tower, because we should have a bigger water. That water tower was put in 30 years ago for the population back then. So we need the water tower. Well, we had a fire hydrant break. When was it? The spring? This winter, and the tank went down to a third. So. Correct, right?
Or,
One down.
maybe, if we're gonna see, things we could maybe think of to help out the people that run out, we call.
Health department. I call it health
Stuff like
department. I
that.
have no water. We go from that.
And we thought about that.
We're gonna have to put our heads together for that. I'm not sure what the populace could
Office of the Aging and Child Protective Services.
last time. Anything else? I've already given you extra. I mean, the board has given you extra. We want your input. We want to help. I want you to know that. We've done everything we possibly could. These numbers were just too big.
We all know that the money's not enough. I mean, we're all saying it's everything. We know
Everything.
that. We just have to figure out a different way.
Right.
And that's what we're trying to do.
But the town of Berry is capable of doing it themselves.
Now you gotta remember during the summertime, they got patch. I mean, yeah. You guys doing the summer. You guys got a lot of work.
But so there's also a thing called shared services in Orleans County, where our town employees go help pave roads
That's right.
in other towns.
Our guys
They
go to other
can't come
towns.
to our town and help put in a water line?
And you do.
They do. Oh, they did come and put a water line?
No. Shared services goes both ways there.
Exactly. Well, we call it, let's,
I know our guys have gone to help water lines in the other towns.
They do other towns use their town employees to put water lines.
Like I said, that $600,000 loan. That's what we're gonna try when I was talking to Albany. See if the town can piecemeal it with that money. We got the
Where
big.
we've helped other towns put in water lines, that has been their ARPA money also. It was free money that was given to the town.
So our ARPA money went to the.
Other place.
No. Every town got ARPA funds after COVID?
Yes.
Right? So, and they could only be used for certain items. Infrastructure. So that's what we used for.
ARPA funds were a limited amount of money and had the restrictions on what it could be used for and the time at which it by. So that there was very little money left as it was being closed out at the end of 2024, right? And there was the hookup, but we're not able, there were other legal issues why we could not hook any residents up to that connector pipe between the two districts. So, we also tried that and could not do that. There are a lot of regulations about creating water districts, developing water districts, connecting people to water, people out of district services, and where water comes from. It's a really much more complicated issue that, this board and its predecessor boards have been working on. I'm happy to hear from you guys. We've been talking about this issue and have heard other folks in the town come to meetings and say how much they don't want this water district over the last 2 years. I wish you guys had been there before. I know you can't go back in time. You asked how you could advocate for yourselves. Let other people in town know what it's known as. To bring them to be willing to support you.
That didn't work too well with the fire.
It worked for you just now, though, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
You changed your mind. You
I
came in
did.
here, you made a very public comment, how you were against the water district, and you completely changed your mind and you
I
voted
think
for
it's a calling that humanity is not staying for what it is, that greed is taking over and people can't afford to have infrastructure for water.
we can put the whole town on our side. What's it gonna be for us?
Well, it has to do with
Yeah.
how we allocate costs. I've explained the results of the district and the decision of water is incurred. So 3 years that I worked for this town. And instead, all I've heard from the public to this point is you don't want. So,
Doesn't sound good here, huh?
doesn't, but
I don't know where that person
Right.
went to get that opinion because it's a whole transit road.
there were people who lived in Water District 10 who came to meetings and were very loud about the fact that they did not. It was more than one person and it was more than one meeting and it was over multiple years. Guys,
Most of the ones that don't want it are not the ones that own houses. I know they're taxpayers and that's great, whatever, but.
I'm reporting the news, guys. I'm just telling you what happened.
Right, and I'm just letting you know.
We do agree that the cost is outrageous. I think everyone agrees on.
Hey, we've explained ourselves, let's.
All right. All right, we'll get into it. All right. Can I get a motion to close this meeting?
I made the motion.
Margaret,
Second.
David, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. All right, we're gonna start our regular meeting. Thank you for coming.
There's a regular meeting after she said.
That's it.
No,
I didn't say to.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Sorry, Secretary.
Oh my God.
Go ahead.
Reaching